first step is to check your artwork. Today we'll be working on this design. This will be our base, which is the white because we're going to print on black shirts. And then we're gonna put a gold right over only some areas. To hit the white twice, and then the gold, it's gonna cover the areas that I want in gold. It lines up, so let's get to step number 2. For step number 2, what I do is I grab a T-square and I want to make sure that my registration marks always line up to the same measurement. I normally go 5 inches down and then I center it. The reason for that is because when you set up, you don't want to have one higher than the other. Otherwise, your design's not going to line up and you're going to have issues. And you will have to reburn the screen and go over it again by measuring the height. And that's a pain in the butt. You don't want to do that. So buy a T-square. If you don't have a T-square, get some kind of measuring tool and get it right the first time. This is going to save you a lot of time and it's going to be a lot easier in the long run. So do that. That's step number 2. Here's another quick tip for a step number 2. You want to make sure that your film is always placed in the right position, and the way to check is simply by lifting the frame, and if you can read it, then that means that you have it on the right side. Otherwise, you're going to burn it upside down and everything's going to be totally wrong in the freezing time. For our third step, we're going to clean the exposure unit, and that is something very important, a step you don't want to miss, because you're going to get some pinholes and you don't want that. So let's get it nice and clean. Once your glass is nice and clean, you're going to expose it for, now you're going to have to play with your exposure unit. Mine exposes at 5 minutes and 20 seconds, so you got to learn that step on your own. What I meant by figuring out that step yourself of the exposing time, now if you expose it for too long, that means you're gonna have a hard time washing out the image. If you underexpose it, you're gonna have like a slimy emulsion on the back side of your frame, and you don't want that. So you gotta find that in between point, and that's when you know how to burn, how not to burn your screens. And it also depends on what emulsions you're using. But that's a different topic. I use the UDC2 Clear. Yes. So some of you guys know me for quite some time now, and for those who don't know, I've been printing for 10 years now, and these are helpful tips that I'm giving you guys if you care to learn how to print, or if you have just wondered how I print shirts all this time. Step number 4, washing out our screen. Once you're done with that, you gotta wait till they dry, and then we'll start setting up the job. Now, I don't know if you saw what I just did because it went really fast, but here it is. I used the T-square to center my design on the palette. Then I put a 2-inch clear tape around the whole edge of the frame. That way it doesn't leak through any areas that weren't coated with emulsion. And it's also easy to clean when you're done. That way you don't have to use a lot of chemicals wiping the screen when you're finished. After I print a Pellon, which is a piece of black paper that would give me the design, and off of that I'm gonna go to print the second color on top. Let me show you. This is what I was talking about. This is the Pelon. I'm gonna spray some adhesive so it doesn't move on me. Then we'll go into the next step of setting my adhesive. I'll be using 375 spray adhesive. Now that we have our design, we're going to take the design and bring in the other screen to set it up. Now that I have lined up the second screen and taped the second screen, plus tape my Pelon, I'm gonna print the second color to make sure I have it lined up. Voila. Now that right there is what the final product looks like. I have my base and my one color, giving me a 2-color design. So that was my 2-color design tutorial for screen printing. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. It was very plain and simple. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 steps, whatever it was. If you guys liked it, really liked it, please give it a fat thumbs up. If you guys have any questions, please comment. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.